Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. We have a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems. There is no way around this. There is no way to sugarcoat this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lost AA. My name's David.
And my name's Chris.
As you can tell, this is not, the typical light-hearted fashion of Inside a Man. This is a very serious topic, and we have a problem.
We have a very big problem. Lies! Lies! Me have problem. Okay, you're mad. Aye.
My name's David.
My name's Chris.
Welcome to Inside a Man.
Bam.
Yeah, that was the first lie. We're going to be speaking about misconceptions about lust and ways to deal with it today. So yeah, that we have a problem stuff was a lie. Actually, before I carry on with this video, how was your Valentine's Day?
Are you asking such questions?
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
What did you do?
Slept,
That's
slept. Caught up on sleep that I've missed.
That's why you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
So you didn't
No, I didn't go out.
You didn't celebrate Valentine's Day?
No, I didn't. I celebrated St. Valentine's Day, the saint, the patron saint, all of that. Yeah, man.
Let's define lust first. At Oxford, definition would be a very strong sexual desire, especially when love is not involved.
The misconception that people have is that the desires that they naturally feel on a day-to-day basis is wrong. You get what I'm trying to say? And God has created every single one person, I believe, to have sexual desires. So people that feel that whenever they feel, a bit aroused and that, when they feel a bit aroused and that, they feel that they're committing sin, that is a big fat lie that has been, I think, intertwined from childhood, because people don't talk about sexual desire and how that is a natural kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think in trying to understand and overcome lust, in reading that Bible plan that was speaking about how basically it was saying how you can allow birds to fly over your head, but you can't allow them to make a nest on
your crown.
Yeah, exactly. So when you do have the sexual desires, like Chris said, it's a normal thing. Like, we are biologically made to have sexual desires.
Some violence. So say, look, this is say, for example, you're walking down now, you're just on the street, and you see a sweet one. And God has created beauty, and God has created beauty that He's created every single person in their own image. So to you are a damsel, or you are a fine specimen of a man to someone, or to a woman. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. So obviously, me growing up, you're just thinking, damn, that's a sweet one. And then this is that. So that me noticing that someone's beautiful is not the problem. Is now when I'm looking at this damsel, and my brain starts going, oh, this damsel look like naked. Jesus is Lord!
That's what I'm dressing in with.
That is... Because when that happens, lust is strong. It's not playing games. Because, boy, I'm joking. Like, it tricks you into thinking that I can't admire beauty, and I have to, shy away.
Yeah.
Misguided on, in terms that I would say is the source of power to change. For example, chocolate tastes nice every time you eat chocolate. For some people who like chocolate, let's say everyone likes chocolate. Every time you eat chocolate, it sends dopamine. You like that feeling of I like chocolate. It gratifies you. Now, when someone now tells you if you eat chocolate you're gonna die, what are you gonna do? You'll be looking every time someone presents chocolate, you'll be itching, dying for it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, the analogy was a bit, but I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm trying to say? So people, the source of power is them following a set of rules in order to defeat that sin. You get what I'm trying to say? When the source of power should be uprooted from God.
And do you know what that is? Legalism. I really hope I'm saying this word right. Yeah, legalism. That's basically seeking to achieve forgiveness from God and acceptance by God through my obedience to God. Using your chocolate example, someone has told me that this chocolate is forbidden.
You wanna follow
the reason that I'm not taking the chocolate is because
you wanna follow that rule.
Yeah, someone has told me that that's the rule. that's what I can't touch the chocolate. That's the only motive for me to avoid that. So with lust,
wait, no, is you not eating that chocolate is a way in which you can get closer to God. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
sorry.
your example made it hard. But,
sorry.
So with lust, it's like the further away I stray from my sexual desires. Like every day that I don't, what's it called, give in to my sexual desires, that's a day that I'm going closer to God because I haven't given in to my sexual desires. If that makes sense. And legalism isn't. That's not how to get closer to God. Essentially,
it talks about in Romans consistently about you being dead to the law. You get what I'm trying to say? So the law was a way. It was invented. The law being like the commandments was a way to show man that they sin. Correct. But what people have done is that they've made law the antidote for us sinning. You get what I'm trying to say? So when I sin, if I follow the law, that I'm not going to sin. You get what I'm trying to say? But the antidote to you not sinning is following Christ, because through him, all things will flow. You get what I'm trying to say? So in Romans, it talks about the Jews and how they follow the law. It was created for them, but they follow it so specifically. And it's the Gentiles that have, you know, the law wasn't made for them, but because they have faith with Christ, their relationship with God is better because they're not following a set of rules to relate to God.
And, another misconception I think is lust, and you can disagree with me on this. I don't think lust is just a sexual issue. Issue is more deeply rooted in the matters of your heart. I feel like lust in general is like and indulging in lust is a selfish thing. Like you're taking something from someone, and working on that flaw in your heart is not something that you can do by say, you know, locking yourself in your room so you don't go yeah. Psalm 139:23, when David is like, God, show me my anxious thoughts and test me, or show me my heart, one of those things. That's, I feel like that's literally the blueprint to like matters of the heart. Like, God, show me what my heart is. Show me what my heart is saying. Like, I want to see what my heart is saying so that I can work on this, because it's not like a physical thing. It's not as simple as just roasting. Like, it's not as simple as that, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Because the roast, I think the roast is normal though.
That's what you said at the start of the video. Like, having those feelings is very. Everyone has it. Everyone has it. Everyone.
Easy to see when a guy is lustful over a woman. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like 1 minute he's normal, next thing you know, lust mode. It's like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like you can see the change quite visibly. Well, I can't really speak for women.
Another misconception about how women don't lust.
Fam. The way society portrays women as if they're made to, they're not allowed to feel these things, and so when a woman is expressing this, she's like, it's wrong, and I think that is completely and utter rubbish, trash, nonsense, because the same way a man can feel such desires, a woman can feel it as well. Yeah. So in Galatians, it talks about Galatians 5 verses 13 to 14. It says, you, my brothers, were called to be free. But it says, but do not use your freedom to indulge the sinful nature, rather than serve one another in love. So the opposite of, obviously, you indulging in sin is choosing a path of love. So you've been called to be free, but it doesn't mean you should abuse that freedom, if that makes sense, and start doing higa haga as your flesh would want you to do, because it says constantly your spirit and your flesh is in a constant battle. And so it's you have to choose your spirit over your flesh. You have to crucify your flesh daily. I'm telling you, boy, it is not.
We're actually
easy.
speaking to ourselves. Like,
it's not easy. Like, it's not easy.
That's it.
But okay, see, so now you're thinking, how? Okay, cool. Chris David, you said, I have had these desires. It's normal to have these desires, but obviously I'm not supposed to indulge in lust. But how did I do it? That's the question. That's the question everyone wants to know.
You tell me, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's on my third day out here. I don't
know. That is the problem. There's no blueprint. There's no one size fits all, basically. So you're probably coming to this video expecting, David and Chris is gonna tell me how to defeat lust once and for all.
I hope not.
Like, that maybe the advice will help guidance into you getting, you know, focusing your gaze on God instead of, you know, the sinful desire. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if you do these certain things that the thoughts won't come, or you won't, you know what I'm trying to say, or you won't catch yourself lusting over something once in a while. And that's, you know what I'm trying to say, that's the problem. Because the same way we were saying, oh, we've learned some ways to have to deal with it. My friend, I'll be seeing, if there's only Thursday afternoon, seeing double cheeked up.
Damn, nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass, the sun is still out, my nigga.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, you know what I'm saying? God damn, man. Damn.
First simple step is to find a fellowship, Bible study, some kind of group where, you know, you can constantly feel like you are after God. And I feel like, I think I've heard this a lot as well. Once you start seeking God in a lot of the things you do, all of the things that, you know, that you did as part of the world slowly just start to drift away. That's not to say that when you start seeking God,
it
goes straight away. But, and I would definitely say that there are certain things in my life that, as I started to come closer to God, they just
naturally start to weed out. Yeah,
exactly.
One is recognizing where you're weak. What sets you off? Is it a film? You know what I'm trying to say? Is it a film? Is it a book? I don't know. Is it music? What sets you off? Where do you find yourself always tripping? In Matthew 5:29 to 30, it basically talks about if your right arm causes you to sin, what do? Cut it off.
This is our favorite verse.
And we're not endorsing for you to cut off your arm. What we're advising for you to do is take an extreme approach to sin, because sin leads to death, and we don't want you to die. We want you to have life and life abundantly, as God has promised you to have. Cut it off in terms of going to the root and identifying the triggers, because you don't want it to grow out. Because if you're not weeding out the roots, then essentially the plant will keep growing.
That we'll say is, I feel like one good way to start trying to overcome it is to open your mouth. James 5:16 in the NLT version says, "Confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The earnest prayer of a righteous person has great power and produces wonderful results." I think the reason why this is so important is because sins like lust are one of those stuff that, when kept in the darkness, are allowed to fester, and that's exactly how that
sin loves the dark, man. It loves it.
That's exactly how the devil is gonna try and get to you, because, you know, you're keeping your mouth shut. You don't want to tell anyone that, you know, you're struggling with this. You think that you can handle it on your own, you can overcome it. Then it starts smacking you harder. You're not speaking to anyone. It keeps coming. You don't know how to deal with it.
Proverbs 13:20. So it says, walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble. So the circle you're keeping, if obviously there are people that like to indulge in naughty things, then you yourself will indulge in naughty things. If your company is those who are encouraging you to choose God every day, the likelihood is that 9 out of 10 times you're going to choose God. Yes, there'll be slip-ups, but more often than not, these people will encourage you, even when you have slipped up, to always face God, always choose God. So you have to be really careful of who you're keeping around you. You're associating yourself with the wise. When so-and-so is walking down the street and last mode wants to come out, your friends will slap the glasses off. You get me? Yeah.
Verse of the video. It's Psalms 32:3, which says, "When I refused to confess my sin, my body wasted away and I groaned all day long." In layman's terms, open your mouth. Like I said, don't let your body waste away. Yeah, I think it's, what's it called? It's quite self-explanatory, really. It's short and sweet.
Everyone has struggles. David and I have struggled. We're not capping here. We told you in the first video, we're not cappers. I confess to you, I have
this. I'm gonna watch this video back, because this is us
talking to ourselves.
We're talking to ourselves. The only difference was people were putting on YouTube.
That's it. That is it. So the same way in which we're trying to help people, we hope it's helping us. Lost be gone.
But anyway, this is the first video of
A series we're trying to start.
about Lust versus Love, like you saw in the promo. So there will be another, well, more videos coming about this. So this is not it. Don't worry about that.
If you feel like you still have more questions that are burning you, literally email us.
Yeah, cause
follow us on YouTube. DM us.
Anything you want to
drop it in the
discuss with us
comments.
as well,
You know what I'm trying to say. Make all of that. We're here to help.
Interact with us.
Interact, man.
You know the vibes.
If you feel like there's still questions burning, we're here to help. You know what I'm trying to say.
So yeah, follow the Insta. Obviously subscribe, like, comment, all of them good things there.
Peace out.
We gone.